On this episode of Fish Addictions TV, we're headed to Devils Lake, North Dakota. What do you come to Devils Lake for? Those jumbo perch. Now, we're just showing up as a warm front is wrapping up. It's gonna get cold and windy on us, but that doesn't bother us. We're gonna put a lot of miles on the sled, drill a lot of holes, and hopefully put a lot of those big perch topside. Now, we've got a couple guys here that have only been dreaming about this lake. So stick with us for more Fish Addictions TV.
Addiction, the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. An addiction is not desirable. It is something that overtakes your life. But what happens when an addiction can't be stopped? An addiction is stronger than any one drug with only one cure. The cure is not rehab. It is not medication. It is not a counselor. The only cure for us is the water beneath our feet, the rod in our hands, the anticipation of that next big bite, and the camaraderie we all share.
Fish Addictions TV is brought to you by Eskimo Ice Fishing Gear. Striker Ice. Go early, go late, go prepared. 13 Fishing. Make your own luck. Acme Tackle. And the rest of our fine sponsors.
It's always fun planning this trip to Devils Lake because we always have a big group of guys, being it's a kind of our home body of water.
You know, this season is moving by so quickly, and you know, we got weather systems coming in, the temps going up, the temps going down, and I tell you what, it feels great to be on Devils Lake right now.
Chasing jumbo perch is just, for me, sheer excitement. That's my favorite targeted species, and up here you have a true shot at a trophy class perch.
And with this warm front that's kind of transitioning into a cold front, we knew it was now or never.
Devils Lake is always a great place to come out, and when the staff gets together and there's a lot of us that are going to tackle the ice, it's always a great time, especially when you're chasing jumbo perch. They can be a little bit of elusive creature to get after, so having a group of guys to punch out an area and get after the fish is just a great way to get after it.
Hey guys, we're on Devils Lake chasing perch and walleye, and what we've done here is we've pulled up to our first spot of the day. It's off a big point, and there's a couple depth lines that they're tight and they kind of come out and spread out. So right where those depth lines spread out on our graph, we're drilling a lot of holes. Now these fish are typically in that 26 to 56, 57 feet of water, and we don't know where they're at. Perch are constantly on the move. So what we've done, we've drilled a huge grid of holes. Everybody behind us got an auger. We've all drilled 10, 20 holes just to get ready for the day, all the way from that 30 feet all the way out to about 50 feet. So we're on search mode right now. It's gonna be a fun day.
You know, I've seen the pictures, I've heard people tell the stories, but until you get your first jumbo perch on, you just don't understand what it's like.
You got a good one?
Yeah, it feels a little bit better.
Grab the deucer for you. Thank you. Yeah. Well, geez, looked like you had a couple of them on the screen there.
They're just falling right up.
Nice.
What? It's different fishing 45 feet of water. I'm not used to that.
Yeah, you gotta take your time with these perch. They sure, you know, seems like what we catch, we're gonna have to keep today. So.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Nice one, yeah, that'll eat good. And perch, they sure taste good.
Yeah, they look like little footballs.
Yeah, what'd you get that? You got that one on a Castmaster?
Yeah, just a little orange and nickel.
Nice, nice fish. Well, cool. Well, I'll let you unhook that one and get back after it. Get another one.
Thanks.
No
Good
problem.
luck.
You too.
Stick with us for more Fish Addictions TV.
Introducing the new standard in high-performance electric ice augers, the Ion X, featuring the newly designed 5 amp-hour XC5 battery with 66% higher storage capacity. The Ion X powers through up to 1,600 inches of ice on a single charge.
That's a lot of extra holes.
The all-new cast bottom cuts fresh and frozen over holes more smoothly.
So easy to use, starts every time. Flush holes clean with reverse, no more scooping. No exhaust, so I drill inside my ice house.
Learn more at ioniceaugers.com.
The new Acme Rattlemaster has a built-in echo chamber with a brass rattle that calls fish in. The body's solid brass too and won't bend or dull, and reflects fish attracting light all over the water column. This 1-2 punch of sight and sound means you drill less holes because fish come to you. Jig it, rip it, or shake it for crappie, walleye, northern salmon, or trout, and experience multi-species action with just one bait.
At Eskimo, we engineered for performance on the ice.
The HC40 is the first auger with an engine built for propane.
Others use modified gas engines that don't take advantage of the higher octane propane.
This high compression engine gives you superior power with less weight.
Propane burns clean, and a propane engine starts easy.
Our quantum blades can even cut through old holes.
The Eskimo HC40, the high performance propane auger.
You know, one of the most challenging species of fish to catch and to really figure out are these perch, because every time you think you got them figured out, they make another move. I'm literally just tapping the end of my rod. And they're just, with this tickle stick, you can see that bite just so barely. Oh, yeah, there he is. Okay. Now, like I said, we're on a transition line here in 40 feet of water. And these perch are really, really finicky. I mean, to the point where it's almost like we should move, but there's a big school underneath us, so we're gonna stick it out for a little bit and see if we can't figure out exactly what is gonna make the... That's not a bad perch. It's a Devil's Lake perch. You know, this is on the lower end of the spectrum, but when you're out here, one thing to remember is if you're not marking fish, especially perch fishing, these fish are constantly on the move. And so you have to move with them or find them and stay on them, because you're never going to pull 100 fish out of one hole. That's just not the way it works out here. You've got to cut holes and move with them. We're going to get back down and get a couple more.
We're out here on Devil's Lake. For me, this is my first time being able to ice fish out here on Devil's Lake, and what was a really neat opportunity for me is Tanner is a Fish Addiction staff member, and he also happens to work with Devil's Lake Tourism. So I got to sit down last night, pick his brain, and I feel like it's helping me put some good fish on the ice by having a little bit of the inside knowledge from Tanner on Devil's Lake.
Hey guys, we're fishing Devil's Lake here right now, chasing after some of these beautiful jumbo perch. Being born and raised in this area has really given me a little bit of an advantage on watching this lake grow as it has since the early 90s. So there's a lot of water out here to cover, one thing to kind of keen in on if you're looking for perch like this in Devil's Lake is to make sure that you're going to be portable. We're fishing out of the Eskimo houses today and pulling them behind the snowmobiles and four-wheelers, and it's just been fantastic how we can move around and hole hop from spot to spot, because these perch on this lake are notorious for being basin roamers. And don't forget that in the evening, as the bite starts to slow down for perch, the walleyes pick up and you move in a little shallower towards the trees.
It's always a lot of fun when you're putting your hook down and the perch meets it halfway. This is so much fun. You know, one of the keys to perch fishing is the sun. Anytime that sun is coming out, like we've been talking, the fish just are gonna get more active, more aggressive. And if you're on a school, don't leave them necessarily if they're not being active for you. This particular instance, we've stayed on this school for the last couple hours, picking one off here and there, and now it's paying off for us. As the sun comes out, the fish are getting active. So in chasing these perch, it's always important to stay on top of that school. And at one point, we laid out a grid of holes. Anthony caught a fish, told Conzi to get over there. Conzi came running over, he caught a fish. Anthony got back down and he laid into another one.
So I just caught a nice perch, and one of the keys to chasing perch is really getting in on a school of them. I told Brian to get over here and get in a hole. I've got a fish down there. He's marking one, so hopefully we can get on a bite here. Got him? Yep. Nice. I got one working here too. Brian hooked up on one and I doubled up right next to him. It was a really fun time, and we both got to put a couple nice perch topside. There it is.
Feel like
it's always nice when the plan comes together like that, right?
Oh, there we go.
Got a good one?
Yep.
Nice. This one feels pretty good too. Let's get my deucer out.
Fish.
There we go. Nice double.
There you go.
That's really the key to staying on these perch is, you know, even having a guy come over and drop down while you're unhooking, or, you know, getting a couple of holes drilled around. We've got holes kind of close. We've been catching a few fish right in this area. So that's really the key to really staying on these nice jumbos.
Hey guys, this is Mike with Fish Addictions here for a quick tip. Now, we're fishing perch out here today, and a lot of guys, when a pressure system comes in, especially on panfish and perch and the smaller species of fish, really like to downsize their presentations as they're out here fishing. What I like to do is use what worked last. So we were out here a couple days ago, and these small 1/24 ounce Castmasters were working the best in an orange glow tiger. And so that's what I started out with. Now, there's been a couple guys out here that have downsized, but what we've actually found, instead of downsizing our presentation, what's worked is just literally just subtle motions, just changing our jig stroke. You remember there's hundreds and thousands of ways to really do a jig stroke for any type of bait you're using. So my tip is try what works for you, but instead of just automatically downsizing in a high pressure system, try using different jig strokes before you make that change. There you go. Fish on, there's a couple more down here. It's always important to just keep checking your holes. We laid a grid of holes out and you're checking and moving and checking and moving, and I just happened to get on a hole that had a whole pile of fish. They're everywhere down here.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Oh, get down there. Drop down there, laid into one, got Josh over there in the hole next to me, and he got an absolute giant. Oh, buddy.
Look at the size of that thing. I haven't caught a fish like that in a long time, so for me, it was just sheer excitement.
This is definitely the biggest of the weekend for sure, man.
For sure.
This might be your perch.
That is why I made the trip up to Devil's Lake.
there anymore down there?
Yeah, there's more. Let's hurry up and get back down there. Stick with us for more Fish Addictions TV.
Hi, I'm Pat Kovash, owner of Kovash Marine, proud sponsor of Fish Addictions. We're very happy to have Fish Addictions running our new 203 with our 350 Verado. Equipped with the Mercury, Yamaha, or a Suzuki with the Warrior boat is always a winning combination. Come on in and check out our great service department at Kovash Marine. Whether it's custom rigging, engine rebuilding, or routine maintenance, we can handle it at Kovash Marine. Come check us out at kovashmarine.com or 1417 First Avenue North in Moorhead. And remember, when experience matters, call Kovash Marine.
Fishing, make your own luck.
We at Eskimo are just like you, up early to take the morning commute to our favorite fishing hole. We understand your days on the ice, enjoying peacefulness and solitude are limited, and we believe our gear needs to work all the time, which is why we are backing all of our power augers with the first ever 5-year warranty. Nobody sells more power ice augers than Eskimo. Get assurance, get reliability, get Eskimo.
There it is. You know, when you're on the ice punching a bunch of holes with a bunch of guys, there's no better way to just have the camaraderie than to sit down, have a brat, and by the way, I didn't have to cook them.
So somehow I got stuck cooking for everybody else. They're out fishing, you know, chit-chatting and having a good time. I'm stuck cooking.
You know, fishing's not always about getting out and catching fish. It's about spending time with everyone that you're with, and I tell you what, just fired up the grill and had something to eat. You know, just stand around and talk, BS a little bit with each other. That's what fishing's about. Hey guys. I'm glad I didn't decide to eat yet.
Getting back to Devil's Lake with Fish Addictions and being able to do an episode here is really special to me. Where we're standing right now, I'm 5 miles away from the family farm of ours. I grew up fishing this lake. It's really special though. It's a lot of fun being able to catch these fish and be with these guys out here on my home lake. Hey, all right. Well, what we're doing here, guys, we've been fishing over deep water holes all day long. And where we're at now, there's a road bed adjacent to what we've been doing. So I decided to move up onto the road a little bit and see if I can't find some walleye. And I have. This is a nice eating fish up on Devil's Lake here. What we're doing is, with the stained water that Devil's Lake has, I basically threw on a bright orange Castmaster and gold back on it. Anything with some flash and some bright color to attract these walleyes. They're low light eaters, as we all know, so anything that we can do to draw them to our presentation just paid off. I want to get this guy in the cooler and get it back down there and try and see if we can't find some more.
Hey, Josh and Anthony here. Quick tip on how to help you roll up your hub style fish houses. What you want to do is just grab it, roll it up like a sleeping bag.
Everybody knows that when you're using your house, they get iced up. They seem to expand a little bit after you take them out the original time. So using a little bit of a two-man buddy system to, grab the bag and slide it in there. And then we typically stand it up just to help, be able to shake it down in there. As you can see, it takes a little bit of teamwork to get it to go all the way in, but this is one of the ways that we found is the easiest, just to get it into the bag. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky. Even though we had a little bit of a cold snap kind of move in with a little pressure change, it was still awesome to just look around and see everyone's poles bent, drags running.
That is why people come to Devil's Lake, a true Devil's Lake jumbo.
And I tell you what, if that doesn't put a smile on your face, I don't know what will.
Guys, Devil's Lake is a special place, and a lot of people coming out here don't know where to start. One of the best tools that this community has to offer for us anglers is their tourism. Now, go in there, talk to those guys there, ask them the questions that you have. They're gonna point you in the right direction. They're gonna point you to the best places to eat, the best bait shops, the cleaning stations that they provide. Devil's Lake is one of the most special places anywhere in the upper Midwest, because you can get on walleyes, perch, northerns, white bass, and multiple species a day, fishing multiple areas a day, and fishing however you'd like. If you haven't been to Devil's Lake, get here.
Fish Addictions TV is brought to you by Eskimo Ice Fishing Gear. Striker Ice. Go early, go late, go prepared. 13 Fishing. Make your own luck. Acme Tackle. And the rest of our fine sponsors.
One of the great things about Fish Addictions is we're always really excited for our fellow staff members when they hook into a big fish. It was really cool to see Josh bend his rod over, and immediately he knew he had a nice fish coming up the hole, and wow, that was one of the bigger perch I've ever seen with my own eyes.
Oh, that's a jumbo.
Woo! Right there.
Nice fish, bud. Get down there, Mike.
So the fishing out here has actually been really good. We've been able to keep moving and stay on top of active fish. The bonus part of jumbo fishing is that you get the occasional walleye mixed in. It's a little heartbreaking that it's not the 15-inch jumbo that you're thinking, but with the telltale head shake, you still get excited catching a 16, 17-inch walleye. Nobody's gonna shake their nose at that.
Oh, look at that. Big Devil's Lake jumbo. It's been really fun out here on the lake. A lot of the guys have been using these tickle sticks to detect those soft bites, and this one here, that's why we made the trip over to Devil's Lake. I work for Devil's Lake Tourism because I was born and raised in the area, and I love the fishing and hunting up here, and I just want to make sure that everyone's aware of the opportunity that you have for a wonderful fishing experience or hunting. So I just kind of fell in love with the job to be able to show people what we have up here and make sure that they have the opportunity to enjoy the outdoors as well.
We're out here on Devil's Lake chasing perch, and what I'm using is a orange and gold Rattlemaster. And what I'm doing is I'm dropping the lure down to the bottom and watching it go all the way to the bottom of the Vexilar. and then rattling it up and pulling fish off the bottom. Oop, there's a mark. There's a mark. And what I do is I pull them off, I stop. There it is. Gotta love these football perch.
You know, a lot of times when you're out here chasing these perch, you're fishing 30, 40, 50 feet of water on top of trees, old road beds, trees along old road beds, gravel pits. It's always something interesting that you're catching these perch on top of.
That's why people come to Devil's Lake right there, a true Devil's Lake jumbo.
Oh, gosh, look at that perch. Tell you what, it's my first time to Devil's Lake, and so far I've been greatly impressed. It's an amazing fishery, and you know, the unique part about it is in the last 8-10 years or so, it's really expanded and just more water keeps dumping in. And right now we're actually fishing on an old road bed that actually runs underneath where we're fishing, which is, I think, is pretty neat. But I'm gonna drop him back down and get another one.
Hey guys, that's a wrap from Devil's Lake. Make sure to stick with us and follow us. See you next week.